Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday Show with your hosts Ken Tizzard and Music for Goats. Brought to you in full color and stereo sound with amplification provided by Trainer. Broadcasting into the world from Storyhouse Studios in Campbellford, Ontario, you'll hear the best in old country, folk, Americana, punk rock, and 80s music delivered into your homes every week for free. And don't forget your regular dose of new and original songs from Music for Goats. Never be alone on a Wednesday night again, 8 p.m. Eastern and 9:30 for those of you in Newfoundland. Join the Whiskey Wednesday regulars on Facebook to be a part of the conversation, or watch on YouTube as well. Pour a drink, a cup of tea, or a nice cold long tooth. Roll up your best smoke and sit back and relax. Don't forget to hit the share button to help spread the word. The Whiskey Wednesday Show, every week. Cheers. And we're on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Whiskey Wednesday Show. It is April 10th, is that right? That's what's written on my production notes. Interesting. Wow. That's what happens when you make production notes. It is April 10th. That sounds weird to me. Why does it sound so weird to be April already?
What year is it again?
Okay, point taken. Okay, well, it's April 2024. That's also written on the page, actually.
Good.
Thank you, Allison, for such concise notes. We've got Born Riot on the show tonight. It's going to be a really great evening. We've got a few things to cover, some announcements and some general info and some housekeeping and rules and regulations and things you should do and things you shouldn't be doing and things that you should never do again and more things that you can't do anymore. And where am I going? I'm going down a rabbit hole. We're going to start tonight with a little Ron Hines. This is a tune that he's well known for this tune that describes a person that could or could not therefore be Ron Hines. He's got a crimson red tattoo, keeps it hidden just above his t-shirt sleeve. It's a broken heart and the inscription reads, "No love songs if you please." But he don't really mean that. It's his only cheeky tongue. He stands up and smiles for them every night. He's the man of 1,000 songs. He knows the streets like he knows his last name. He knows the city from the wrong side out. He knows that time is cruel and in a man's a fool who hides the truth behind his mouth. He knows the Duke of Earl, he knows my girl, and the house of the rising sun. In the opening line on his marquee sign reads, "The man of 1,000 songs." Well, he knows an old hotel where the desk clerk will sell you your soul back reasonably cheap. Or this guy you can call when you crawl in a wall and the whole town's asleep. He don't promise what he don't deliver. He keeps it all in the easy keys. He don't dream beyond his expectations, but he's got the stance down to a T. He's got a friend in the backstage alley, got just the thing to make the night move along. He's taking all requests like you might have guessed. He's the man of 1,000 songs. He knows an old hotel where the desk clerk will sell you your soul back reasonably cheap. Or this guy you can call when you crawl in a wall and the whole town's asleep. He don't promise what he don't deliver. He keeps it all in the easy keys. He don't dream beyond his expectations, but he's got the stance down to a T. He's got a friend in the backstage alley, got just the thing to make the night move along. He's He's taking all requests like you might have guessed. He's the man of 1,000 songs. Whoa, whoa, he's the man of 1,000 songs. There we go. Finally got my fingers in the right place there at the last chord of the song. Oh,
better late than never.
It is better late than never. If you notice, once again, folks, the regulars here, the studio might look a little different again. Tweaking some more camera angles and a few other things. I figured, with everything in Barry's life, he just, deserved to show up here tonight to have everything changed around and all of his settings erased, and I had to redo all of it. So, but he's got it back in order, ship shape, just like that. So it's all good.
It's our hobby. We get to sit here and watch Barry's hair fall.
Exactly. Yes.
Preaching to the choir, buddy.
How you doing tonight, G? What's going on?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Anything new since last week? One piece of news.
A piece of news now.
Something interesting you saw on the television?
Oh my.
On the YouTube? No.
No, it's pretty depressing on the YouTube these days.
You've finished it all, perhaps. You've finished it all. Could quite be. As you can see from the poster behind me, we got a couple shows coming up to launch the album, which is really nice. We've got to go to Toronto, off the Cameron House, and where else? Here in Campbellford, of course.
Yes.
A few other shows in the works as well, so we'll be getting out to see you this year. It's really quite nice. Nice to get out and do some shows. I mean, it's great to be here doing this, but it's really nice to get out and do some shows. So just going to do a quick tuning here. Yeah, Barry's been great working with all this new gear that we got. It's a big learning curve, and it seems to be constantly evolving, and we're pretty happy with the way things are looking and sounding these days, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all very much for donating along the way here and there to help us upgrade as we go. Do you know, by chance, if this is in C or D, Mr. Grant, currently? I think it's just in C, right?
Unless it's in G, or it might be in E. I was hoping you knew.
Or maybe it's in G Whiz, right?
When I heard the news today, my heart dropped to the floor. There's 3 brothers left standing where the right place should be for. I can never take away your pain for a murdered son and a lost love stain. And nothing's ever gonna be the same again. No, nothing's ever gonna be the same again. I see you standing in your night dress in the cold, dark hall, awake from the moon to a nightmare. You can't sleep at all. All sense of believing is lost in the night. From the room upstairs, the old man cries, "Is everything alright?" And nothing's ever gonna be the same again. Words like this blow through the tough skin. I can't reach you. You're gone before my eyes. Fade away into the pale blue sky. Fade away into the pale blue sky. and nothing's ever gonna be the same again. Words like this blow through the toughest skin. I can't reach you, you're gone before my eyes. Fade away to the pale blue sky. 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 It was a slightly abridged version, if I'm thinking correctly. I felt like going to the bridge there, and then I realized I think there's another verse in there. But,
Well, there's like a vocal over the bridge, but I think we missed that part. We did it instrumentally.
right, but I think there was a. I think I might have missed a
There
whole verse
yeah,
as
I
well.
think there's another verse, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a whole lot of missing going on in that one.
I
Anyway.
don't remember the song well enough to know.
Yeah, it's a rarity. It's a rarity. It's a beautiful song, though. I quite like it. So we've got Born Riot on the show today. It's great to see. This is another band that I came across through my good friend Cam Carpenter. Cam is busy doing all of his Toronto things, of course, including right now doing publicity for the Dag Sessions record, so sending it out to people and doing all that, helping get the Toronto show publicized and, all that. So if you're around, please come out to the Toronto show. It's going to be a lot of fun down at the Camera House, May 3rd. We do have Born Riot on the show, which is really exciting, but I'm a little deflated tonight, as you probably noticed. And we haven't been talking about it much on the show just because, just out of respect for the people involved. But our neighbors, Kim and Charmaine, who moved in not too long ago, like just pre-COVID, great ladies, became fast friends immediately. Charmaine's been battling, Kim and Charmaine have been battling Kim's cancer for a couple of years now. Has it been 2 years? About that. And Kim recently passed away, so it's been a little bit of a sad news here at the house. Not a little bit, it's been incredibly sad news here at the house. And next door for Charmaine and Scott and Judy, who are left next door, sort of just kind of in the aftermath of it all. So we're going to do a little dedication to them throughout the show. Pale Blue Sky was a song that Kim always enjoyed. I'll do another one for her as well, and Neil's got a really special one for her as well. But the show is a celebration of all things and the friendship that we had, with. Sometimes neighbors, you know them, you're friendly with them, you chat with them a little bit. Sometimes they become friends. And in the case of my dad, with many of his neighbors, they became enemies.
It's a special talent, eh?
Oh, man. I remember my dad at one point, he was having like dog shit wars with the neighbor.
Oh, no.
And the neighbor had thrown a bunch of dog crap over into our yard. And Dad went out with a shovel and literally painted the side of his house. This went on and on. Anyways, so we've got Born Riot on the show, which is exciting. We're going to do some... I'm stuck in Kim and Charmaine land just because my neighbors have been going through a lot. Neil's been really involved with it as well. We spent a lot of time at the hospice over the last 2 weeks. I think last week when I was saying to Neil, why are you so grumpy? I was just kind of pushing him around a little bit because he'd been pretty tired from everything going on. Sort of takes its toll on you. So a little bit somber tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Apologize for that. But either way, we're here to play some music for you and talk about Born Riot, which is awesome. And other great things too. The Monday nights have been fantastic. We had another sold out week this week, just sort of reservation signs on every table when we walk in the door, which is awesome.
The Toronto and Legion shows are coming up, which is a great thing. I think there's some photos there, Barry, maybe of the posters. Yeah, Friday, May 3rd in Toronto at the Cameron House in the front room. It's a great room, a historic room in Toronto, a little tiny place, sort of 50 people, and it's jammed. So let's try and make that happen. And then the Legion Branch 103 up here in Campbellford, which we all know, the Legion is going to be amazing, and that's the DAG sessions. So again, there's all this stuff happening. We're excited about the record, but it's a record celebrating, the music, but it's also a memory of Steve, and that's a hard place for all of us to be in, including David, who's playing drums with us now, and we're still using Steve's photo because that was the stuff that he recorded on. It's just like, it's got a weird emotional attachment with everything, so it's one of those odd nights for that. But anyways, we do have a really cool band on, this band called Born Riot. Let's have a little chat with them right now. We got 2 parts coming up today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Once again, we are here on a Wednesday night, and we're going to chat with a band today that I'm just getting to know, but I do have a connection to it, strangely enough, and it's a very cool connection. But we're sitting here today with 2 members of Born Riot. We've got Tyler and Andrew. How are you guys doing?
Doing awesome. Thanks.
Good man.
Excellent. Born Riot, you guys are coming out of Sarnia, Ontario. That's correct?
Yep.
And how's the scene in Sarnia? Has it recovered post-COVID yet, or is it still dragging its heels?
I think it's dragging its heels a little bit.
For sure.
I think everywhere is dragging its heels a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like people got really used to, paying $2 a beer and staying home and making their own nachos at 9 o'clock. It's
100%.
Yeah.
going out
Watching
and
concerts
$7
on
beer and
YouTube.
$20 nachos turns into an expensive night when we've learned that we don't need to do that anymore. So now we need to break people of that again. I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but
No.
I feel like everybody's become a little more introverted now after they've been locked in the cage.
yeah, I know I have. I'm fighting it, but it's a tough one.
Totally.
So Born Riot, how long have you guys been together now?
We've been together since like August of 21, I think. That was it. 'Cause our first show was December of 21. So yeah, it was about August when we started when Tyler asked me to come over and bang out some Rival Sun songs.
Very
see
cool.
what was up. And yeah, I think our old guitar player showed up that night too. And so we kind of just started playing, and yeah, and then we just kind of rolled like that for a while. And members
then
came, members left. And
There was a lineup change there as well at some point. You brought in Canella?
Yeah, there was so the original 4 went for about a year and a half.
yep.
And then the bass player went away to school, to law school. And I knew Griff for, about 6 years. I remember seeing him walk out of a Walmart here in town. And I was like, who the fuck is that guy? I'm like, that guy is not from Sarnia. And then I ran into him maybe a year later, and we kind of just started talking about music. And then I fell into a different project, and then he started playing with my brother-in-law, and then stars kind of aligned, and he was able to join this project and
As a bass player.
as a bass player.
Wow.
And then, then our guitar player decided to dial it back and do his own thing. And he was able to move over to guitar, where we all know he feels probably most comfortable.
He probably should be there.
Probably, yeah. He's a pretty awesome player.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and
Making
you
us
guys
all play better.
you guys know the history of the person that you're in the room with, right? His dad and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
You're pretty familiar with that. I think that's pretty cool.
It's
Griff-
incredible.
I had the pleasure of working with Griff in the early Thornley days when we were going through a rotation of guitar players. I think we went through, oh God, I don't even know how many. But Canella was in for a while, and he was there I remember going out to Vancouver to do our big showcase for 604 Records, and we were fucking around backstage before the show, just kind of being silly, and something happened. Anyways, I sort of turned and I caught Griff's hand, and he didn't break his hand, but it was pretty fucking sore just before this massive gig. He was pretty pissed at me, but I remember Griff telling me that his dad played on Blood on the Tracks, the Dylan album, and that Griff was actually in the studio when he was a child. He was brought into the studio on one of those sessions, and I remember thinking, wow, this is the closest I'll ever get to sort of working with somebody from Bob Dylan's camp. Was
Totally.
But he's a really cool guy. Great addition to the band.
Oh my God, he just makes us play better.
Yeah.
Like he just, like, being in the room, we're like, oh, we need to like listen more and be better and practice more, and yeah, it's great. But he's like such a good, solid human too. Like the fact that he's better than all of us with one hand tied behind his back. He doesn't hold it over our heads by any stretch. It's an awesome addition. I'm so stoked he's there.
That's very cool. And what's going on with Born Riot now? So it's 2024. You've got a few videos and stuff that you've recorded with the old lineup. Is there something in the works now? Is there a new album coming out, or are you guys touring this summer? What's the plan? What's on the docket for Born Riot right now?
So now that we have this new camp, and we're becoming very familiar with the way each other kind of play and the way that we're playing together, we've been really dialing into writing and just kind of seeing what that flavor is that we can kind of all create together. And we've been writing some really cool tunes. Still in the wheelhouse of what the old stuff is, but definitely with, Griff kind of coming in and conducting his energy into it. It's definitely, rounding out to be something bigger and more
Definitely.
explosive and
Oh, cool.
more exciting. And so we got, we got a few new tunes going. We're going to start recording probably by the end of this month. We're just starting the pre-pro phase, making sure everything is dialed, and then get into that. And definitely want to put out, at least another EP this year, if not, more than that. But yeah, we're just really coming into our own, I feel like, right now. And we got a new bass player in the band as well, who's actually a bass player.
Oh, that's a good thing to have.
Yeah. So that's been great too. Because he just, as bass players, they just see things from a different angle as well, right? So
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to have a bass player who is actually fundamentally brain locked into playing bass. I know a lot of guitar players can sort of pick up a bass and play along, but it's a different way of thinking for sure. So having somebody solid like that is good.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so we got that, and then we got a big festival show in June with here in town, actually, Borderfest with Bush, Skillet, and Saint Asonia, which is Adam's new project, 3 Days Grace.
Yeah.
So we've been trying to work our way into, getting on some shows with them. It's just hard right now. I know, like, when COVID hit, all the agencies kind of dropped like 70% of their artists. So it's definitely, not only was it a task then, but I feel like it's more of a task to, find that, I guess, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, that support, that
It's the scene. Yeah, the scene has changed, and I think one of the biggest things that's hit touring bands or the smaller touring bands. You used to be able to go out in a van and you could pick up a couple of hotel rooms for $60 each and get a cheap meal, and you could do it going from town to town. But now when you hit big cities like Toronto, when you're looking at like $400 to $600 for a room for a night, it's killing off a lot of the infrastructure of the smaller touring bands.
Oh,
totally.
So that's a tough thing it's tough to get out, and getting on to a major tour is getting to be tougher and tougher. I mean, there's a lot more, what's the word? I know there's a word for it, but there's a lot more, in support. You've either got to be in with people or you've got to buy your way onto tours and stuff. And that stuff gets to be expensive now too. So.
Yeah, you hear a lot of that now, people buying onto tours. And
it's always kind of been around. It never really left, but it seems to be more acceptable. It's just kind of, it's almost like the whole the payola thing is gone. But I don't know if you guys do the playlisting thing, but you start sort of reaching out to magazines and the media, even radio station DJs, and they'll say, oh no, we can't actually play or do anything, but I've got this playlist. You can spend $10 a month and we'll put you on this playlist. And before you know it, you're spending $200 a month trying to get on playlists. And it's a similar thing. It's just pay to play, and it's a very unfortunate sort of mold that we've fallen into with all this.
Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to the Whiskey Wednesday show. Every Wednesday we will be here, rain or shine, richer or poorer. Tip jar is in the link above. Never expected but always appreciated. Never confuse the size of your paycheck with the size of your talent. I've got all the money I'll ever need if I die by midnight. Always appreciated, never expected. Please feel free to drop us a line regarding anything, including a link to your money. Cheers.
It's just pure begging.
I think it was facetious.
It probably was, yeah.
Tongue in cheek.
I have to talk to the broadcaster who put that one together. thanks to Born Riot for being on the show. That's part one. I know that sort of had an abrupt ending. They often sort of have a, I don't have a cadence to my questioning. It's just kind of all flows from one to the other. So it's, anyways, that's what that was. We got some more coming up with Born Riot. They actually sent me along a acoustic video, which is really cool. They actually sat down with a little iPhone or something of the sort, and they recorded an acoustic tune for us, which is really nice. I love it. I love when the bands go out of their way to give us something original that hasn't been seen elsewhere. Can you show us thing? I am Barry. Can you show? No, I am Barry. Can show us things on the guitar. I think that's directed to you, Barry. But I'm not sure.
That's a tough one.
I know. I wouldn't worry too much about it. But Deb will be persistent until she gets an answer to her question, which we don't know what it is yet. Let's try that again, Barry. Deb. I hope everybody's doing well out there. Ron, looks like we've got the regular gang here. Oh, Mason Stewart, a new face there. How you doing? Adam McClelland. Oh, they must be fans or friends of the band. MLM Skates here again. Great to see you, buddy. I'm glad almost all your... You know that skateboard with the vampire goose on it? I think I showed you guys. The new skateboard. He's almost sold out of all of them. That's just great. Good work over there, buddy, at MLM. And the MLM team that have been putting it together. Okay, so let's take a minute and let's talk about Kim and Charmaine. So the weirdest thing happened. These two ladies moved in next to us, and it turns out one of them is a Newfoundlander, and we have so many friends in common. Like she went to school with, she went to like high school prom with like some of my friends and stuff, and like we have all these connections and all these shared experiences, but we never knew each other. And that's the Charmaine half of it. And then there's the Kim and Charmaine. And Kim and Charmaine are one. They've always just been Kim and Charmaine, Kim and Charmaine, Kim and Charmaine. And it's been strange the last little while to be referring to them separately as they've been going through their battle. Because Kim was in hospice, so Charmaine was at home. So when we were talking about them, we were talking about them as Kim or Charmaine for the first time. And it was a really, really tough, it always is really tough, but we got some pictures. Let's just throw up a couple pictures here and remember. So first off, here are the three little lovey dogs from next door. On the left there we've got Waggles, and then we've got Bella in the middle. Bella's my girlfriend. She's just beautiful. And then Snickers on the right. Snickers is kind of the old man. Snickers is funny because he comes out at dinner time and he sits by their fence and he stares into our kitchen like he's watching a TV, and on the television is me and Allison and Neil having dinner every night, and he just stares at us for the entire dinner. It's really funny. But that's the three neighbors of Jack's friends. So this is when they moved in. On the left is Kim, and on the right is Charmaine. And yeah, that was when they bought the house and they moved in. This is sort of what we met. I was like, oh, okay, we got two crazy ladies living next door. This looks awesome. And then found out Charmaine was a Newfoundlander, and all kinds of connections with the two of them, and they became such close friends for Allison and Neil and I. Yeah, so that was when they first bought the house. What's the next one there that we've got? Oh, there they were at the Pride. Allison took that photo, I think. If I'm correct, Allison took that photo when she went down to the Pride Parade with them. And, oh, look at them. Used to get their hair done to go to the Pride Parade. Look at that. You got the gel in your hair there, Charmaine. And there they are at their wedding. And their wedding is actually quite fantastic because they did one of those reality TV show weddings. I can't remember what the name of it was. Allison might scream it out to me or somebody can post it. But it was one of those TV shows that was based around, like an impossible wedding or something, And there's a whole TV show about it, which is really cool. So I'll find a link for it and post that. But yeah, there's Kim and Charmaine. So it's really quite sad to have have lost Kim, and I know that Allison has been really close with both the girls for the last few years. With everything that Allison went through, they were pretty big part of keeping Allison sane and all that. So that was nice. But she will be missed by all of us. So I'm going to play this one tonight. Play this one for Kim and Charmaine and the family, the extended family, of course. Scott and Judy and all the kids and the grandkids.
You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, find you a lover. Go away somewhere all bright and new. I have seen no other who compares with you. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. You belong with your love on your arm. You belong somewhere you feel free. Run away, go find a lover. Run away, let your heart be your guide. You deserve the deepest of cover. You belong in that home by and by. You belong among the wildflowers. You belong somewhere close to me, far away from your troubles and worries. You belong somewhere you feel free. You belong somewhere you feel free.
That's for Kim Tizzard and Charmaine and the family. We wish you all the best during this very, very tough time. And when I was putting together tonight, the evening of tonight, trying to balance all of the ups and downs of it, I thought, after a song like that, and after looking at all the photos, it's probably time to, do something that Kim would find humorous. How are you feeling, Neil?
I'm just feeling totally humorous.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. Neil spent a lot of time, especially the last couple of weeks. You were back and forth a lot there with the old lady, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you feeling with it all? Getting through?
I'm glad I did that, obviously. And I must say that the hospice, this is the Bridge Hospice, which is down in Warkworth. Beautiful spot, lovely staff, absolutely wonderful staff. All three of it's a very small one, all three of the rooms for the patients face out onto a field, a hill, with a barn right there, and there's a couple of horses and a donkey that are there. And so it's a very, very peaceful sort of an atmosphere. It's a lovely spot. So.
Yeah, it's we did the benefit for it last year, and I remember I knew about it, but I found out a lot about it last year. It was quite good. So this is a song that Neil wrote that he's going to sing. So you got to remember to get in on top of the microphone there, Neil.
I know. I'll do that. How's that?
You might have
Is
to
that
move.
good?
You might have to move Stanley out of the way. Unfortunately.
He's good. You okay, buddy? Oh, have a big stretch. There we go.
Yeah. So this is one of Neil's tunes that gets played every now and again. we had a request for it recently, and as I said, this is one that always.
Yeah, otherwise we would not foist it upon the rest of you. It's a little bit on the cheeky side, so any of you who do not have a sense of humor may want to go and, stick your head in the fridge or something. Anyway, here we go.
There's an intro for you.
It's called Close Shave.
Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm the rhythm guitar player, I don't get too many chicks. Girls all seem to like the guy who plays the funky licks. But hope does spring eternal when we take those curtain calls. But in anticipation, I always shave my balls. From 25 to 70, it's all the same to me. I admit I'm rather fussy, even though I shouldn't be. I have no stage charisma, I become part of the wall. But in anticipation, I always shave my balls. Big or small, I like them all, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yet still I have no success, it's enough to drive me nuts. The prospect of a liaison is something that enthralls. That is why before each show I always shave my balls. My dog is really cute, we make such a lovely team. But rest assured the ladies always prefer him to me. He rolls over on his back and gets all kinds of paws. But I don't get too jealous, he no longer has his balls. Big or small, I like them all, no ifs, ands, or buts. Yet still I have no success, it's enough to drive me nuts. The prospect of a liaison is something that enthralls. That is why before each show I always shave my balls. So in anticipation, but with some trepidation, it sure beats meditation. I always shave my balls.
There you go.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, there you go for the ladies next door. I hope you enjoyed that one. A visual that'll keep you awake through the dark hours of the night.
And perhaps more, and perhaps the month, right here.
Exactly. We've still got some more music. Charmaine just asked for some pain-free living, so that's definitely will happen after this. We're just going to jump back into the second part of Born Riot. Tyler and Andrew here on the show, having a great chat about rock and roll coming out of Sarnia. And this one's neat. Here's the little intro video they sent us, which is pretty cool too. So, Born Riot Part 2.
Deaf
Constantly.
They're consuming constantly. How do you guys find the difference between releasing singles and releasing full albums, like in this climate right now?
We did a few singles before we released our last EP, and then we released it together, and then we did a couple singles after it. And I haven't taken a look at the analytics or anything, but I know that like the few songs we've had on playlists have definitely like pushed up our overall like monthly listeners and all that kind of stuff. And but yeah, it's a weird sort of world to live in. You got however many monthly listeners and you're like, who, how, from where? And like it's fairly intangible, even though you see the numbers there, and it's a it's a weird lane for sure. I mean, it's the new normal, but it's weird for sure.
Yeah. How are you finding? I mean, from listening to the stuff that you've done, I mean, you've definitely been influenced by the sort of modern rock of the late 90s and the early 2000s. How is it being a modern rock band out there nowadays, trying to get the word out when modern rock has taken, a bit of a beating? Are you finding there's still a scene out there for it?
Yeah, I feel like it's just not as big as like the standard formula that everything is like fallen into now. Right? Like it's, we grew up on that 90s grunge kind of scene, and that kind of came back. I see it, with these late teens, early 20 kids dressing in the grunge scene now, listening to the grunge music. And it's nice to kind of see. My oldest daughter, she's rocking the grunge music now as opposed to the rap scene that she was on. So the music is definitely a lot better in my house now.
Yeah.
But I find even like when we play shows, people are surprised that that the style of music that we play, they're like, oh, you guys are just a rock and roll band.
Right.
Like they're surprised and they're stoked about it.
Yeah.
Because there really isn't a lot of that sort of just like stripped down rock and roll like we do. I mean, there's bands out there for sure, but when people hear us, they're definitely surprised, and I find a lot of people are really, they're excited that's what we're doing. Totally. And I mean, we can only create the music that we can create. If we tried to if we tried to do something else, it would be a nightmare to do, and it would feel weird I don't know, I couldn't even think of, if we tried to be a reggae band or tried to be a ska band or, that's just not, we may have like it or we may, listen to it, but that's not like at our core, the music that we would create as the four of us.
Right.
Yeah. The music we write just naturally falls out of us. So it's a lot more enjoyable. And the fact that, our live show isn't based around backing tracks and all that other shit. It's just straight up rock and roll, loud amps, loud drums, and punchy bass. And
it's pretty awesome. Yeah. Who are some of the modern inspirations that you guys are drawing from these days?
I mean, modern inspiration. I mean, what do you mean modern? Like, how modern is modern?
Well, what new music are you guys listening to that you're like, oh, this is great. This is sort of akin to what we're doing, and we really dig this.
I'm such a creature of habit. I literally don't listen to anything new. I can't do it. Because I haven't found it, and I don't seek it out. Because again, like we have these things in our hands that feed us the warm, fuzzy feelings so everything's just curated to the stuff that I want to hear. And, you know, in my shop, it's all, you know, it's all punk rock all day long. And that's sort of the lane that I tend to find myself listening to. It's not a lot of new stuff. It's the stuff that hit, you know, when you were an impressionable young sponge and you could take all that stuff with you, and that stuff kind of doesn't really leave, I find.
Those seminal years of music are pretty important. So when you say the younger punk stuff, are you talking Sum 41, Blink 182, or are you talking Husker Du, Minor Threat?
Yeah, like the Husker Du, Misfits, Minor Threat, you know, Ramones, up until, you know, like Dead Kennedys and, you know, H2O and all the hardcore stuff. And yeah, that's kind of the lane that I tend to find myself in.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm it's similar with me. Yeah, the sort of 77 to 86 hardcore, you know, punk turning into hardcore scene. Once it turned into speed metal, I kind of lost interest. You know, when DRI got too fast to listen to.
Yeah, totally.
You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like a huge Alice in Chains fan. Still am. Soundgarden, STP.
That's more of the stuff that I hear in the sound of what you're doing. You know, I pick up on some of the punk rock vibe, but I'm really picking up more on the rock vibe from it, which is very cool. I mean, there's, you know, you can be influenced by one thing and produce something different. You know, if you imitated all of your idols, you would just sound like them. So you want to do something that's original in your own. So it sounds like you've taken, you know, the cumulative experiences of your histories and you're creating something new, which is very cool.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, we can only do the things we can do. Like my voice will only do, I mean, my voice can do lots of stuff, but, you know, I tend to like gravitate towards like the big melodies and big sounds. Like you know, when I heard Cornell for the first time, that was it. I was like, oh, he sings high. I can sing high. Because I was in choirs and all that stuff. I was like, but he does it really cool. And I think I could probably do something like that. So like way back in my brain when I'm writing stuff, it just happens that it, you know, there's a lot. I mean, obviously you can't come close to touching that guy as far as like skill and vocal range and all that stuff. But, you know, that definitely had a massive sort of influence on, you know, my vocal performances and, you know, how I approach melody writing and that kind of stuff.
Are you guys gonna go hardcore on this? Like you're gonna get in the van and go out and do it, or do you all have jobs and families that you're trying to support as well?
We're sort of bound by the like we're bound by all of our full-time jobs and business. Like Tyler owns a business and I own two businesses and we all have families and kids, and to jump on a van and go down the road would be, I mean, so fun because the vibe that we had, like the four of us really get along well and it would just be such a good time. The downside of it is we'd all have to find somebody else to do all of our daily day-to-day stuff. So, you know, we're trying to manage that, like the rock and roll dreams with, you know, reality. You know, we try to play as much as we can and we try to, you know, get out of town as much as we can. But it's, you know, it's a challenge with all of the, you know, the family ties and the day-to-day businesses and, you know, the whole deal. So it's,
we've definitely been like trying to be, you know, as strategic as possible with, you know, what we're playing and where we're playing and, you know.
Well, guys, I really appreciate you coming on the show. I've been watching the band and listening. I think what you guys are doing is awesome. You sent me along an acoustic video, which is great. We'll show that. Do you guys have the original video for any of the two videos that you shot earlier that are on your website?
Yep.
Like, could you send me the file? Because I can embed that in the show too. We can start the interview with with whichever video you choose, and then end it with the acoustic video.
Okay, cool, sick.
Yeah,
that's all right with you. Yeah, if you could send that along to me, we transfer or email, however works for you would be fine. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've been chatting with Born Riot out of Sarnia, Ontario. Keep an eye open for them. I've been listening and watching some of their videos. Very cool stuff. And of course, my old friend Canella Griffin is in the band too. So that's a reason to go see them right there. But we've been speaking with Tyler and Andrew today, having a nice chat. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And I wish you the best of luck with everything. I know it's a hard grind out there, but I'm always inspired when I see people, you know, getting to it and getting it done. And you guys are definitely doing that. So congratulations.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us on.
Very cool. We will see you down the road somewhere.
You bet, man. Thanks so much. Take it easy.
There we go. Born Riot. Thanks again for being on the show there, guys. I do look forward to seeing them run into Canella and have a nice chat. Apologize for almost breaking his hand that night. Sorry, Canella. Okay, so we had a request from Charmaine for some pain-free living. So we're going to get to a little pain-free living right now. We start this off with a little fiddle tune called FMNL, and it goes just like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have the perfect job I dreamed of, and at times I can take it for a while. Then sometimes it takes away the part of me that's real. Then other times all I can do is smile. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. 'Cause I don't have a moment of pain-free living, and at times I can take it for a while. Then sometimes I take small things for granted, and other times just wanna close my eyes and hide. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. Here we go. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. To be honest, it's an uphill battle with depression. The drugs the doctor gives me ain't so tight. Sometimes it feels like my skin is crawling, and other times bad TV can be alright. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was before. I like to get high, I like to get higher, I like to get more high than I was before. I like to get stoned, I like to get stoneder, I like to get more stoned than I was Oh, there you go. A little pain-free living. So we've got the masters and everything for the album back. The test pressing is in. It sounds good. It sounds like a record. It sounds awesome. Noah did an amazing job mastering it, and so far everything is going well. So we'll have some copies of actual records in our hand very soon. We will get them to you very soon. And yes, somebody asked about picking up vinyl at the Cameron House. Yes, there will be vinyl at the Cameron House, and you can pick it up there too. So we're going to end tonight with a little bit of Sonny's Dream, I think. This is another one that Kim always enjoyed. I think that's a bit of a thing that we're. Let me just see what Drew there. Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. True. Thank you, Paul. Those are nice words. Oh, excellent. Well, Joanne and Paul, it's awful nice to hear from you as well. Yeah, there's. As we go through life, when we get sort of to I'm 55 now this May. Allison just turned 55 recently. The people around me are, a couple years older than me as well, some of them. And as we get to this part of our life, there's no, you're an anomaly. But as we get to these things, as we get to these places, people, the people that start to disappear, some of them, and it doesn't get easier the more it happens. It just kind of happens more sometimes, seems to be. So I want to thank Born Riot for being on the show tonight, sharing our somber space with us tonight. Some good old-fashioned rock and roll. I wish them all the best. Thanks for setting that up for me, Cam. Next week we've got Brian Shepard. He's coming on the show again, Mr. Advertising. And Brian's a good friend of mine. He was on recently talking about the Record Club, or just Record Club actually, the band that he's playing with back in Newfoundland. And me and him started reminiscing about stuff, and he started talking about his career, and I thought, let's do this again, and I'm going to have you on the show. So he comes on to talk about Auburn. He's so smart and funny to talk to. So he'll be back on the show next week, which we're really excited about. Debbie's saying, shh, Ken, no mention of our ages. I know, but we're living in a digital age right now, Deb, and we can click on any picture and go look at most of us. And let's face it, you can tell the filter freaks out there, and you can tell the people who are real, and then you can tell the people like Neil that don't even have a picture up. He's still got the egg. And so is that what your profile picture is, still an egg? That's what you don't put up a profile picture.
Do I have a profile?
On Facebook. Well, it's under a pseudonym. No.
Oh, yes, it is, yes.
Is it a pseudonym or is it a...
Well, it's kind of, I guess, but not really, because...
it's not really, a pseudonym at all.
It's my first name and the dog's name.
I see. Right. Okay, yeah, that's the...
So it is Stan, because my first name is actually Stanley.
That's right.
And the dog's name is pronounced Stan, but it's spelled Phtan. Because of the fact that when I got him, there was this little dog on the internet with a massive underbite, and they did these things, and they call him Steven. Mm-hmm. And if you can find them, it's just absolutely hysterical to see them. So anyway,
we'll have to find some Steven memes for next week.
Steven, yeah, Steven.
Some Steven memes. I'm sure they're out there. We'll bring you one next week.
I thought, well.
Oh, I see. You do it really well.
Thank you.
We have a video rewind tonight, which is fantastic as well. A few years back for Kim and Charmaine's anniversary, we did a song for them, and Allison went and backtracked and found out what it was, and I got the video rewind, so that'll be the video rewind tonight. And there it is! Look at that! God, it's so good, that graphic. I love how it just pops up and scares me. Anyways, that'll be after this, but we're going to wrap off our live portion of the show here right now with a little Sonny's Dream for y'all. So it goes like this.
Sonny lives on a farm in a wide open space. You can kick off your shoes, you can give up the race. You can lay down your head by a sweet riverbed, and Sonny always remembers what it was his mama said. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong. Sonny carries a load, though he's barely a man. There ain't all that to do, but he does what he can. And he watches the seas from a room by the stairs. Thank you, Neil. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home. These nights get so long, the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong. It's 100 miles to town, Sonny's never been there. And he goes to the highway and he stares and he stares, and he watches the seas from the room by the stairs, and the waves keep on rolling, they've done that for years. But Sonny's dreams can't be real, they're just stories he's read. Stars in his eyes, they're just dreams in his head. He's hungry inside for the wide world outside, and I know I'll never hold him, though I've tried and I've tried. Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired,
Not all that strong.
Sonny, don't go away, I am here all alone. Your daddy's a sailor who never comes home, and these nights get so long, and the silence goes on, and I'm feeling so tired, I'm not all that strong.
Well, we will miss you, Kimberly. It's going to be different, but we move forward. I think Charmaine's coming over for dinner tomorrow night. Is that right, Neil? It is tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah. So there we go. We'll just pick up tomorrow as the next day and have some dinner.
Yeah. Don't be late, Charmaine, because I'm not waiting.
That's true. Neil doesn't like to wait to eat. So yeah, if it's 6 o'clock, make sure you're there at plenty of time before. How was your week, Neil? All good?
Yeah, it was great. Thank you very much. Got back swimming, which is always nice.
Excellent.
Assuming
Excellent.
you don't drown.
Yeah, well, no, that's good. I'm assuming there's not many drownings down there, is there?
No, not many. No more than one a week.
Right. Okay. Well, that's
and the really unfortunate part is that with most drownings, unfortunately, comes a pool fouling.
right, of
So it
course.
means that,
And they
you have to
rechlorinate the
close it for the,
pool,
that
and
sort of thing. So.
Then the lifeguard gets fired. They have to
Yeah,
find
Yeah.
a new lifeguard.
I know.
Oh,
It's
geez.
just a never-ending thing,
Yeah.
It's-
exactly.
well,
Sorry, I
so
feel
we
like I
took
swallowed
things
a
back to
toothpick.
its usual low level, and
And just
Things
just
in
one
15
short
seconds,
one
it was
short
good.
question. Fishing, David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Went down and saw the migration of the walleye today.
Oh, cool. How was that?
Incredible.
Wow.
Thousands of them, or hundreds of them.
Wow.
I'm guessing.
Well,
And
I
they're
don't
all
know
like,
where the hell they go because I can't find any of them.
no, neither can anyone else. They're going deep. They're after the gobies now.
Hmm.
That's what they're feeding on, apparently. That's what the research says.
I've actually seen a water snake with with a goby in its
Goby in
mouth,
its
like
mouth,
caught 'em.
yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
They like them.
It's amazing what we see, you know, if you look around long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was right in the middle of County Road 30.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to wrap the show out with the video rewind, of course, which is a very great live. Take a look back at a little bit of our past, too. I think this is in the upstairs studio. So, video rewind. I love that. I love that. I want to thank Alison again for all the work. I know it's been a hard week, and we try and keep each other going, and just I appreciate it. I hope you're doing okay there in the other room. We'll see you in about a few minutes. So we're gonna watch the video rewind. Before we get to that, remember, be like Steve, I guess is the way to say it, right? So here we go. Cheers. We have some new neighbors here in Campbellford, Kim and Charmaine. They moved in a while ago. Over the winter, we'd see them around, out shoveling and being neighbors. And then in the spring, when I met Charmaine, I realized we have common friends back home in Newfoundland. And she was from Newfoundland, so there was an instant amazing bond there. And they've become really good friends with me and Alison, and it's their anniversary tonight. And this was their anniversary song.
How's your love, Kim
There
and
you
Charmaine?
go. Yes, to Kim and Charmaine tonight next door. I hope they're having a wonderful time. Oh, that's fun. I've never done 2 anniversary songs back to back like that. Steve, how about you? No. Never before, eh? Yeah, no, that was a good one. Once again, thanks for spending another Wednesday with us here at Storyhouse Studios. Thanks to Trainer, Yorkville, and the Longtooth Beverage Company for being a part of the show. We love our time on the Whiskey Wednesday show and appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to hit up the tip jar if you feel so inclined. Never expected, but always appreciated. Tune in every week for more guests, songs, stories, drinks, and gear talk. And don't forget to visit the website, www.kentizzard.com, to sign up for the Whiskey Wednesday wrap-up. Compiled by Allison, this is a monthly overview with highlights, directories of songs, and so much more. Be kind, be helpful, be happy, be safe. See you next week. The seal on a Jim Beam cannon.